A man stands in an empty square. Nothing is happening. Then one person stops. Looks up at nothing. Points at nothing. Within minutes, 20 people are standing there. Looking up. Pointing. None of them know what they are looking at. None of them want to be the one who leaves. Visual, a busy intersection. Pedestrians wait for a walk signal. One person steps off the curb against the light. Others follow without looking. The crowd moves like a single organism. No one gave an order. No one voted. It just happened. You have been in this organism. You remember the feeling. A strange comfort in letting someone else decide. Even when the decision is wrong. Here is the strange part. People do not follow crowds because they are weak-minded. They follow crowds because their mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The design is old. Much older than cities. Much older than traffic lights. Much older than the idea of choosing for yourself. A lone human in the savannah did not survive long. The one who stayed with the group, even when the group was wrong, lived to pass on their genes. The crowd was safety. The crowd was information. The crowd was the difference between eating and being eaten. Visual, a single bird breaking from a flock. It flies alone for a moment. Then circles back. That design is still running. You cannot turn it off. You can only watch it operate. But here is the contradiction. The crowd is now the most dangerous place to be. The savannah is gone. The predators are gone. The group no longer has better information than the individual. Yet the instinct remains. Stronger than reason. Faster than thought. A man knows the bridge is crowded. He knows the crowd is panicking. He knows the exit is behind him. He runs toward the bridge anyway. Visual, a stock market floor. Traders shouting. Green and red numbers flickering. No one is reading. Everyone is reacting to everyone else. The market does not move because of news. It moves because of movement. A stock drops. Someone sells. Someone sees the sell and sells faster. Someone sees that and sells faster still. No one knows why the first person sold. It does not matter. The crowd has decided. The price is now wrong. Everyone knows it is wrong. No one will buy until the crowd changes its mind. This is not irrational. This is the oldest logic in the world. The logic that says, when the herd runs, you run first. There is a deeper layer. Something stranger than fear. People follow crowds not just because they are afraid to be wrong. They follow crowds because being wrong alone feels worse than being wrong together. A person who makes a bad decision in a group can say, everyone did it. A person who makes a bad decision alone has no one to blame but themselves. Visual, a courtroom. 12 jurors. One juror sitting apart from the others, arms crossed. The others are nodding together. The lone juror feels the weight of the room. Not the weight of the argument. The weight of being the only one not nodding. They are not considering the evidence. They are calculating the cost of disagreeing. The cost is not social. The cost is existential. To disagree with the crowd is to say, I see something you do not see. I am different. Most people would rather be wrong than different. But here is where it gets strange. The people who break from the crowd are not always right. They are not always smarter. They are simply willing to tolerate being wrong alone. The crowd follower avoids pain. The dissenter accepts pain. That is the only difference. Not intelligence. Not courage. Not superior vision. A different relationship with being wrong. Visual, a single figure walking against a stream of people on a crowded sidewalk. No one makes eye contact. The figure keeps walking. That changes everything. Because it means the crowd is not a result of stupidity. It is a result of pain avoidance. The crowd is not a thinking error. It is a comfort strategy. Now consider the opposite. What happens when someone breaks from the crowd and is right? They are celebrated. They are called visionaries. They are remembered. But here is the hidden pattern. The crowd does not learn from them. The crowd does not say, I will follow fewer crowds now. The crowd says, that person was different. I am not different. I will keep following. Visual, a lecture hall. A speaker on stage. The audience nods. A year later, the same hall. A different speaker. The same nodding. The lesson is not absorbed. The lesson is assigned to the exception. The exception proves the rule. The rule remains, stay with the group. There is a final layer. One that reframes everything. The crowd is not outside you. The crowd is inside you. Every time you feel the urge to agree when you do not agree, that is the crowd. Every time you laugh when nothing is funny, that is the crowd. Every time you stay quiet when you should speak, that is the crowd. You carry it with you. Even when you are alone. Visual, a person sitting alone in a room. They pick up their phone. Scroll. Put it down. Pick it up again. No one else is there. They are still performing for an audience that does not exist. The internal crowd is the most powerful one. Because there is no one to disagree with. There is only the voice that says, this is what people do. You cannot leave this crowd. You can only notice when it is speaking. The crowd is not a problem to solve. It is a feature of the machine. The machine that kept your ancestors alive. The machine that keeps you from standing alone in an empty square. But here is the twist. The crowd does not know where it is going. It never did. The crowd is not a guide. The crowd is a mirror. It shows you what everyone else is afraid of. It does not show you what is true. Visual, a crowd at a protest. Signs raised. Chanting. Then a single frame held for a moment. The signs are all different. The chants are not synchronized. The crowd is not one thing. It is many things pretending to be one. The final observation is this. You will follow crowds. You have followed crowds. You will follow crowds again. That is not a failure. That is not weakness. That is the design. But you can notice when you are following. You can pause for half a second before you nod. You can ask, am I moving because I see something, or because everyone else is moving? The answer will not always change your behavior. But the question changes something else. It reminds you that you are not the crowd. You are the one inside it. Watching. Visual, a person standing still in the middle of a moving crowd. Everyone flows around them.